So here is a custom printer that I built from a bunch of different parts. It's all a modular assembly, and I'll go into detail about each one and how I got there. First off, we have a custom mount for the power block, which is just a 30 amp 12 volt supply that will power the bed and the hot end. And then we have the BMG clone, which is with a geared extruder that has two teeth to it, so it pushes the filament through a lot more easily and has a far less time jamming and causing clogs. And then this, of course, is a CR10 mount that's on a V-slot rail. But the case is actually 3D printed, designed that so that I could fit a larger part fan on it for better cooling of PLA and certain other things that need, pretty extensive cooling when you're printing them. But there's also a bigger fan inside to cool the hot end. And then, of course, I use V-slot rails again on this edge in order to create a bed assembly that is actually pretty adjustable and quite tight. A problem that I noticed with some of the other designs that use these V-slot rails is that they have a tendency to come loose over time, and so just all of a sudden your prints will start, getting a massive Z-wobble because it's come loose. But this allows the bed to be tightened with just this individual wheel, and then there's two wheels on the back that are forever in place. So if it comes loose, you're not having to replace the entire wheel assembly. And I have the these linear rails on the Z-axis, and I have dual motors. A lot of people are a fan of the BL Touch, and while I am also a fan of the BL Touch, I find that this actually is a much simpler design, where it uses a simple end stop and a screw that touches the end stop. When it pushes up, it actually lifts the carriage up off of the heated bed, and it disengages the end stop. And what that does is it allows me to probe multiple points using that single end stop, but it uses the end stop itself, or the hot end itself, as the trigger mechanism for the bed, so that I can actually get a more accurate readout. And so the best part of this printer is that all of these parts individually are modular, so that I can put them on other printers, and I can basically create a custom designed printer for whatever size I need. For example, I have another printer that is exactly like this, but it's twice as big. So that's today's TED Talk.